y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. We are still going strong with our 7 days of Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. For today's look, I wanted to focus on keeping it simple, a little bit more wearable, because I know the look before wasn't exactly the most wearable look. So for all you wearable ladies out there, I got you. I made sure to focus on the more matte satin formulas because we haven't done so yet. And also we have a little pop of green here. So let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Alright, so for today's look, I wanted to play in some of these matte shadows because they're good, y'all, they're good. So eyeshadow primer already on. The first shade we're going to go in with is this beautiful warm tone mustard right here. The exact shade name is Rizome. And we're going to take a flat brush. Now, I have played with plenty of shades like these, and whenever I put them on my eye, it does not translate. So the way that it looks in the pan, it doesn't look the same on my eye. But you know, Miss Natasha, she makes it happen for us. So first thing we're gonna do here is just pack this on the lid. And pow, look at that. I love shades like these. They're so beautiful. And I'm just gonna focus on packing it on the center the most, and then we're gonna take it into the inner corner. And it is okay if it gets in that crease. Next up, I need a MAC 224 brush, and we're gonna go in with the shade Antique, which is right here. This beautiful satin brown tone here. It is warm, and this is going in our crease. And I'm going to start on the outside here. Look how beautiful that is. Ooh, such a pretty warm brown. And then circular motions all the way down to the outer corner. Really digging, kind of doing my little circle shape versus the always up and sharp cut shape. Just switch it up a little bit. And then just start blending that into the crease. And these shades, like, I'm gonna keep saying this. You do not have to work to blend these shades. It literally does it for you. And that's my favorite thing about it, just as far as time's sake, especially when I am working on a client. I am always on a tight time schedule. The faster, the quicker I can get done with the client, the better. And yeah, this does it for me. Just gonna go in with a little bit more on my inner crease here. And then to get a little bit more pigment, I'm gonna use my 217. A denser brush is always gonna pack a little bit more pigment, and just know the first place that you lay your brush down, that is always where you're going to get the most pigmentation. Beautiful. Then I'm just gonna go back in with the first shade we laid down and just kind of go back over. So simple look. Of course, I wanted to bring something, you know, simple and more wearable, because I know the past couple of looks, they were definitely, the last two, a little bit more, you know, edgier, editorial, if you will. So I'm just pulling this, making sure I'm pulling that down in the inner corner. So that shade that we laid down is also going to be our inner corner pop as well. Just keeping it nice and matte today. Now, this is my favorite thing about Natasha Denona's cream to matte formulas. I do this a lot with my Biba palette. Y'all know I love using shadow for my eyeliner, right? And particularly, I love using colorful eyeshadows for eyeliner. Her cream shadows are so easy to use as a liner. That is what I have on here. So we're going to create a wing, and this is a cool way if you have a neutral look and you want to give it a little bit of a pop of color. Like when you look at my eye, you see it's like, oh, it looks nice, it's neutral, but then when you really kind of look at it, it's like, oh, there's a pop of color. And I went with the green just simply because it's a beautiful emerald green shade. And if you have brown eyes, green is always going to make it pop. So let's say if you want a little bit of color but you're afraid, you can always use this shadow as a liner. Now, you don't have to wing it out like I did, and you guys know I don't ever do aggressive lines anyway when it comes to my wings, but let me show you. I'm going to use a Morphe M217, and this is just a bent liner brush. And the shade that we're going to use here is just this beautiful green shade right here. And I'm going to take my bent liner brush and I'm just going to dab it in there. Then I'm just going to start creating the line. I'm trying to make sure I stay in focus while I do this. I like to start in the center first and work my way out. And voila, nice pop of color, wing, green liner, so beautiful. Not too scary, not too aggressive. I just think it really, really pulls the look together. I love it. And then of course, if you do want to intensify it, you can just go over it with some more liner. Shadow, excuse me. You can't do this with a lot of matte shadows. That's why I think this is very special. But the cool thing about it is, let's say if you are someone who maybe you're just not good with gel liners or liquid or felt tips, using shadow as a liner is so forgiving, and I think it might be a little bit easier because you have less room for error, you know what I mean? Like, let's say if you put it down and maybe you went up a little too high, if you need to go back and kind of blend it off and blend it out, you can, which is with liquid shadow, but with liquid liners, once she's on, and then before you know it, you're Amy Winehouse, you know? So I do feel like using shadow is more forgiving, and especially if you don't like the stark look of just like a very, very bold, crispy liner, this is just a little bit softer. I dig it. And this is one of Morphe's good brushes. I do use quite a few Morphe brushes, and we've talked about it before. I don't mind Morphe brushes. I always say it, I don't understand why people get so pissed off about it. It's like, sis, you paid $5 for a brush and now it's shedded and you're mad. It's more so mad at the influencers that act like, oh, this is the best brush in the world. Like, some brushes are good and then some just aren't. It's hit and miss. But I also feel like it's kind of like that with any brand. No matter what your favorite brand is, there's going to be products that you like and you don't like. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Then we're gonna go with some brown liner today on the waterline. And for mascara, Benefit Bad Gal Bang. In the Biba palette, I love using that black shadow that's in there, the one that falls out of everyone's palette. Mine came like that. There was a little bit of a dysfunction as far as with that palette and the packaging for that one particular shade. But that black, I love using it as liner. It is bomb. Then for the lip, we're going to keep it neutral using Bite Beauty French Press Gloss in the shade Salted Caramel. Yes, Salted Caramel. And fam, this is the finished look. Alright y'all, I hope you enjoyed this look. Down below, let me know how you feel about the green liner added for a little pop of color. You know the deal, keep it simple, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.